Phosphor Dot fans, I'm back at it again, celebrating 30 years of the Nintendo Game Boy, although in this case celebrating it with not only one of the earliest arcade ports to arrive on the machine, but an arcade port that predated the Game Boy by nearly a decade. In this case we are talking about Kicks, which was a Taito game from 1981, a game that I remember very well spending a lot of quality time with at Godfather's Pizza on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. As with the arcade game, you have slow draw, you have fast draw, and you have the kicks that you have to avoid colliding with at all costs. And of course you have the sparks wandering around the edge of the screen. Sounds quite a bit like the original. Now obviously the color palette, aside from being monochrome now as opposed to the kind of low-key colorful of the arcade game, the color palette was flipped so that the screen background could be kept white, which was easier for the Game Boy's processor to do than keeping the background black. Although there were some games that allowed for that. In fact, I think the original monochrome port of Defender, if I'm not mistaken, made an allowance for that. But not Kicks. Let me see if I can play a a less woeful game of Kicks than this. If you remember the original arcade game at all, the playing field was an enclosed square, so really, this is an incredibly faithful adaptation of the coin-op, because obviously a square playing field suits the Game Boy just fine. Alright. Enough chatter. Let's close this thing off. Okay, well that works well too. That'll do it. You're trying to occupy 75% of the screen, at least in the early stages. Really, the best strategy you can do is to, and this is not exactly a secret known to a select few, the best thing to do with this game is to not die like that, but to try to build kind of a hangman's noose in fast draw and then leave a little gap that you fill in slow draw, because slow draw gets you more points. Slow draw is more risky because it can give the kicks time to catch up with you. I wonder how much I can box this thing in. %93%, dude. Boxed in. That's how I get my kicks. Above the waistline, sunshine, or wherever I happen to be holding my Game Boy. Oh, it's like it knows. It's the angriest Windows 95 screensaver ever. Probably because it got lost in those 3D tubes. It was the other Windows 95 screensaver. And that's why the Kix is so angry. Not bad. I was pretty good at Kix in the arcade, and had a lot of fun with the Game Boy version as well. Okay. I think the Kix is tired of my crap. The sparks don't really, they're not really trucking along very fast in this game. Which is probably why it's looking like I'm making this look kind of easy. Aside from the part where I'm dying. Oh, bad idea. I thought I was going to try to claim some space in slow draw, but there you go. Not a bad score, 109,246. Now this is an innovation that arrived strictly with the cartridge version of Kix on the Game Boy. I have no idea what the gentleman in the sombrero playing guitar out in the desert. It looks kind of like Mario's Mexican cousin, to be quite honest. And he's singing to a vulture, which I get it. If you have a vulture, you probably want to sing to it. Maybe. But the arcade game had nothing like this for anyone getting the high score. It was, it was standard. Put in your initials. Thanks for playing. Let someone else put a quarter in the machine, please. Go eat some pizza. So there you have it. Kix on the Nintendo Game Boy from 1990. An oldie but a goodie, and just an excellent arcade port. It was just a hint of what this particular hardware platform could do to bring some old arcade favorites into your pocket.